Every day is a portal when you start to have a different understanding of energy. Every day is a portal. 2/11/2024. Reflecting the illusion. Reflecting the illusion that got us all under manipulation. Here is where gatekeeping becomes the accepted practice, and fools will fight you for their rights to be foolish. Or at least they'll write whole dissertations about the illusion that they hold as truths. The first clue, if what you believe in is so real, you shouldn't have to defend it. And if it works for you so well, why do you keep falling apart? That's the first clue. And whatever you believe in, if you have made concessions for why you have to keep falling apart before you start to get your shit together, you might want to reassess that shit. That don't sound too smart. Sounds like programming. So when you reflect the illusion that got you under control, you work for it more than you work for yourself. And that's kind of like where the planet is at. Where the planet is under this illusion that, things will happen in time without having to understand that time comes from us. This is my energy. That is the emanation of time. So nothing's going to change until we enact changes within ourselves. Or else you're just pipe dreaming. Pipe dreaming and allowing what the universe will call synchronicities. Eventually, the flow of energy will hit points that you want to see. But if you had done something a little bit more directly, you probably could have got there quicker. You understand? I want to boil some water. Okay, I can get a pot and put it on the oven and turn it, or put it on the stove and turn it on and watch that shit boil in 45 minutes. Or I can sit it outside and wait on time. Sooner or later, the sun will hit it at the right angle and heat it up. Or I can use what we already have available and produce an effect. Some of y'all to set that shit out in the sun and wait on it and call that shit divine timing. Whatever. So, reflecting the illusion that got you under manipulation. When you think more for the illusion than you do for yourself, here's what happens. You become apathetic to yourself. This is the element of waters. You've already given your waters to what you think gonna boil you. If that makes sense. The numbers is 26. I've reflected on my traumas. What do you mean reflected on my traumas? You are only reflecting on what has you under manipulation. That's a trauma. Whatever has you under manipulation already owns your energy. You understand that? Why are you in that relationship? Why you always do what he say? Because I just don't know any other way. Then holy shit, you're under manipulation, and the only decisions you make is for that other person's benefit. You ain't done nothing for yourself. You are apathetic to your own shit because you got too much empathy for what already has you under control. So when you keep reflecting the illusion that already has you under control, you become apathetic to yourself. Moving on to Heels numerology. 2/11/2024. Knowing that I'm justifying a struggle mind, but too scared to stop struggling. That's kind of like the same thing I just got through saying. When you can know something ain't working out, but you scared of the other options. We could do this, but what if that don't work out too? Okay, but what you're already doing doesn't work out. Try something different. No, I can't take that chance. Shit might get worse. But the converse is, shit might get better. But you ain't willing to take that chance, so you'll justify the struggle. Here's what happened in 2/11/2024. If we know shit needs to change, but we too scared to do it. Oops. That shit that's got you moved, that shit that's got you under manipulation, will keep being your teacher. The things that already are moving you will be the only thing that you can learn. And it'll be the only things you learn from. Damn. Now you really are apathetic to yourself because the only thing you know is what got beaten into you. Or what's beating your ass currently. You don't want to know what was before you got manipulated. You just want to use what got you manipulated as what's going to get you free. The manipulation. Wow. Here's how you get stuck. 2/11/2024 becomes 22224. For the same number, I told you it's a fucking infection. You are infected by, well, what I wrote down was you stuck like Chuck. You stuck like Chuck in the trap. 4 twos is I am stuck on what I believe. I am stuck on what I keep seeing. And again, like I just told you a minute ago, you ain't gonna see nothing different because the only thing you feeding is the same. We need change. Then make change. I can't. Then don't expect nothing different. It's the definition of motherfucking insanity. So 2 2 2 2 4, you stuck like Chuck because the only thing you trapped in is what you think you know, and what you think you know keeps you connected to what you should not be knowing. It's a motherfucking trap. It's a motherfucking trap. You starring in a shit show called scarcity. Only the trick is, the scarcity out here is because you don't own the abundance in here. So since you don't own the abundance in here, what's already got you under manipulation already gets your energy. And since it already has your energy, you don't have enough. You don't have enough. You got a fucking plexi straw coming out the back of your head, and shit is sucking your energy out, and you waiting on it to give it back to you. Stop being the source. Stop being the source of the manipulation, and then what's got you under manipulation won't be so strong. But that requires change. 2 2 2 2 4 becomes 4 4 4. 3 numbers is a viral infection. Same to you. 3 4s is a viral infection, but in this sense, it is you are trapped in the trap. That is what you affectionately hear me call for almost a decade now, the matrix within the matrix. Within the trap, you have found a way to put yourself in a trap so that you think you can understand the bigger trap, but now you become the smaller trap within yourself. Because you use what already got you under manipulation as what you're going to try and help define you, which means you only further lost yourself. Work with me. You're a human. You got lost in the woods. You get raised by wolves. Now you think you're a wolf. So now you try and use that block mentality of what the wolves could teach you to try and function as a wolf. But you was never a wolf. Nah, that'll offend too many of y'all. But I'll just say it in short. That's why y'all have so many gender issues nowadays. That's why you have so many identity issues, is because your energy is not authentic in itself, and so you identify as something else. Cosmic psychosis. When you're not safe in your own energy, you start to identify as something else. Oops. So 444, you trapped in the trap. You trapped in the trap, and your ego in perception, what you think, your ego in perception that convinces you that the identity that I choose, don't do that. Jazz, don't do that. And I'll talk to you about that in a minute. This is just an option and perspective, but isolation ain't necessary. Awareness is. But what I'm saying is, your ego will convince you that the identity that I feel is safe for me, that I'm going to invest in based off of my belief and my subscription to that thought, without understanding that my subscription to that thought, break the word subscription down, is I've been placed under script, a spell. I've been placed under a spell because I've been placed under a spell that I believe is going to be safe for me because I was never safe for myself. So now I need you to accept me. Motherfucker, you don't even accept yourself. You don't even accept yourself, and then you get mad when other people say, why should I accept your foolishness when you ain't comfortable with your own shit? Cancel him. You trapped in a trap. Timelessly pulled apart. Holy shit, them 4s got you. 31. Them 4s got you. Remember, this was 3 4s. They done already permeated through your mind, body, and soul. They done took over everything. What's the 4? The trap. The trap was timelessly pulling you apart so that you don't learn how to hold yourself together. 3, that thought that already got all my potential. That's the trap. The thought that already has all my potential can take me anywhere I want to go. But the minute that a thought takes you on a journey, you're no longer enough for yourself. You are already entered into the field of scarcity because you gave your wholeness into everything that you help create. And now everything that you help create is what's moving you. And then you're going to have to learn from it, which means you ain't learning from you because you think something else can teach you, or you think something else is going to do it for you when you forgot you did this to yourself. Let go and be God. And then once you let go and be God, you might realize, holy shit, I was the source. No need to keep creating creators. Now, Jazz, like I was saying, isolation. Isolation, from my perspective, is a trauma result. When I feel like I need to isolate and go away from somebody else, that means something has already presented itself as a danger. I'm too busy being motherfucking delicious. There is no danger except me. I'm the danger. Me being stupid enough to give my energy into something that ain't gonna work out for me, that's what I need to isolate from. I need to isolate from anything that comes into my mind, into my awareness, that might teach me. I might harm myself. Work with me. If I isolate the thoughts in my head that only mean to get me fucked up, I'm good. If I don't isolate, people who mean you no good are only a representation of where you already have a trauma within yourself. See, people can be out here not mean me no good, but they don't get my energy unless I pay attention to them. And in the event for that one person gonna say, but they still doing something to get you. Okay, well, if I ain't on my shit, then them doing something against me might actually get to me, which means that I need to be better about me, not get into an energetic exchange with them. Because here's what happened when you start working your energy into other people. Holy shit. You become trapped and timelessly pulled apart because now you've invested your wholeness into all these pieces. If you're from South Carolina, you probably know about the angel oak. On my cards, this is the angel oak. It's that big live oak tree that's branched out so far and goes into the dirt, comes back out the dirt, but the branches are so heavy that it has to have poles to hold it together. You understand that? You branched out and gave your energy to so much stuff that you now require energy from the outside to help hold you together. That's where we at. We've given up so much of ourselves that we want somebody to come save us. Stop harming yourself. Stop investing in things that already said, I'm going to pull you apart. And once I pull you apart, you no longer have enough because you're going to star in that shit show that you created. And the only thing you're going to learn is the mistake of your choices. But if you're too busy paying attention to the choices instead of the chooser, you're apathetic to the whole root of the problem. And that's the problem nowadays is motherfuckers want to fix the fruits. But you can fix the fruits. But if you ain't done nothing to the seed, holy shit. Next season, it's going to come right back up. More or less, we are the weapons that are formed against us to do harm to ourselves. But who keep forming us? Or do we form ourselves? Which gets into yesterday's reading, core traumatic programming. Why do we form ourselves in scarcity? Why? And I'll ask that question. Oh, dear universe, me in reflection of myself. Oh, dear universe, Father God, Mother Goddess, why do we harm ourselves? Because you don't know you're the plentifulness. You don't know that you are the created trick. You don't know that that wholeness, that plentifulness was already you. So you had bad judgment. We know not what we do because we think we know what we're doing. See, you can lie to yourself and come up with a plausible excuse for why things are the way they are that makes you feel better about why things are the way they are. But if why the things are the way they are is not what's giving you what you need to see, you should stop knowing that shit. And that's kind of like what I was getting at yesterday. I don't give a fuck about science. I don't give a fuck about a plausible explanation or a law of the universe. If that shit still leaves me in containment and is not showing me the plentifulness of my existence, it's a mind trap for my motherfucking scarcity. But you can't just change them. Yeah, you can. You can stop subscribing.